Good morning, children. Today we are starting with our first lesson, Who Did Patrick's Homework by Carol Moore. Please note, this lesson will have lot of rhyming words. Pay attention to those. Let's begin with our lesson. Patrick never did homework. Too boring, he said. He played hockey and basketball and Nintendo instead. Now, Nintendo means a video game. His teachers told him, Patrick, do your homework or you won't learn a thing. And it's true. Sometimes he did feel like an ignoramus. But what could he do? He hated homework. Now, here the word ignoramus means an ignorant person or the person who lacks education. Now, what is this paragraph about? The story is about a boy named Patrick. He never did his homework because he found it to be boring. He used to play hockey, basketball, and video games instead. His teachers told him to study, otherwise, he will not learn anything. Sometimes Patrick felt, yes, he doesn't know most of the things, but still, he hated homework. Let's move to our next paragraph. Then one day, he found his cat playing with a little doll and he grabbed it away. To his surprise, it wasn't a doll at all, but a man of the tiniest size. Now, here, Patrick had a pet cat. He found his cat playing with a little doll. He grabbed the doll from the cat. Grab means pull the doll. Patrick realized that the doll he was holding was not a doll, but a tiny man. Let's move to our next paragraph. He had a little wool shirt with old-fashioned breeches and a high tall hat much like a witch's. He yelled, Save me! Don't give me back to that cat! I will grant you a wish! I promise you that! Here, the word breeches means breeches or a short trouser. Short trouser. Trouser means pant. The writer here spells it breeches instead of breeches to rhyme with the word witch. Now, the witch means an evil woman with magical powers, popularly depicted as wearing a black cloak. Cloak means coat, and pointed hat, and flying on a broomstick. Now, what does this paragraph say? This paragraph describes the tiny man's clothing. Here, the tiny man's cloth was made of wool with old fashioned pants. The tiny man was wearing a long hat which is being compared to a witch's hat. The tiny man is requesting Patrick not to give him back to the cat. Instead, he will grant Patrick a wish. Let's move to our next para. Patrick couldn't believe how lucky he was. Here was the answer to all of his problems. So he said, Only if you do all my homework till the end of the semester, that's 35 days. If you do a good enough job, I could even get A's. Now, what does this para mean? Patrick couldn't believe his luck. He thought he will take advantage of this situation and will ask the tiny man to do his homework till the end of the semester. And if the tiny man does a good job, then Patrick might get A in his tests. Let's move to our next para. The little man's face wrinkled like a dishcloth thrown in the hamper. He kicked his legs and doubled his fists, and he grimaced and scowled and pursed his lips. Oh, am I cursed? But I will do it. Here, the word dishcloth means cloth used for washing dishes. Hamper means a basket with a lid. Grimaced and scowled and pursed his lips means the tiny man's expression here showed disgust, anger, and disapproval. Now, what does this paragraph mean? In this para, the little man's face expression is compared to a dishcloth thrown in a hamper. It means used kitchen cloth kept aside for washing. The whole idea of this para is that the tiny man got very angry at Patrick's wish because even he did not want to do any homework, but still he agreed to do it. We will continue with the second part on Friday. Please go through the lesson once again. Learn the question answer attached with this video. Thank you so much.